which is set to expire in the summer as things stand. The Italian coach joined Spurs last November on an 18-month deal but is yet to extend his stay at the club, although those in power are confident that an agreement can be reached over the coming weeks. Conte has been regularly linked with a potential return to Juventus over the last few months, while discussions over his future at Tottenham are thought to have raised the possibility of an exit at the end of the season, according to The Athletic. The situation has led to growing speculation over who could be in line to replace Conte if he leaves Tottenham next year, with the club's fan base seemingly divided over the early options on the table. Some supporters have longed for the return of Mauricio Pochettino ever since the Argentine coach was sacked following a run of poor results in the Premier League back in 2019. He was undoubtedly the club's most talented manager in the last decade, and transformed Spurs into regular contenders at the top of the division throughout his time in charge, which culminated in a Champions League final defeat to Liverpool shortly before his dismissal. A move for Pochettino could be an interesting option for Tottenham to consider if Conte decides to move on at the end of the season, although it remains to be seen whether the 50-year-old would be interested in returning to North London for a second spell in the dugout. He still lives in London and remained there during his time in charge of PSG, who relieved him of his duties earlier this year just weeks after guiding the French heavyweights to the League One title. Pochettino did recently admit that he would be keen on managing in the Premier League once again, telling TalkSport, "Why not? We are open. I love England, I love living in London and Barcelona. And of course, if that possibility to return appears, for sure we will consider taking it." Tottenham would also be hiring a manager who knows the majority of players well by bringing Pochettino back, given his role in overseeing the development of many first-team stars during his 5-year stint in charge between 2014 and 2019. He also knows how to get supporters on side after doing so previously, and would be able to instill an extra sense of optimism in the squad and fan base, although he would still need to win over those supporters wishing the club to avoid harking back to the past with their next appointment. Pochettino would almost certainly be able to improve Tottenham's playing style, which has taken a defensive turn under the guidance of Conte over the last 13 months. Their current boss is known for his uncompromising approach to the game, but it risks losing the backing of supporters if he fails to deliver another top-4 finish, with Pochettino capable of implementing a more attacking philosophy if he ends up returning to Tottenham at some point in the near future. It remains to be seen whether Tottenham will consider a reunion with Pochettino at the end of the campaign, with Chairman Daniel Levy likely to have no shortage of managerial options if Conte leaves upon the expiry of his contract. Only time will tell if the latter eventually decides to commit his long-term future to Spurs before the season draws to a close, with the outcome of the upcoming January transfer window set to be crucial in shaping his thought process as negotiations continue behind closed doors.